Roses are red. Pride Month is June. Everyone's getting some head, and it's simply making us swoon. My name is Jess.
Oh my god.
That's Hannah.
I'm Hannah. Yeah, that's me. Wow. That was something. That was I sat down and she said, just so you know, this is not safe for work. And I was like, whatever, let's just do it and I can edit it out. Wow. That honestly snaps.
Thank you.
Like, for real.
Happy Pride, everybody.
Happy Pride, everybody.
So today we are going into Hannah's recent book binge. And tell us what the theme is.
Queer books, queer stories, queer main characters, queer representation, pride in general.
Yay! Happy June.
Happy June.
So we thought we'd give you, books to binge this month because what else are we going to do? It's June. It's Pride. Let's get a little funky up in here. So let's start off though with how are you, my dear?
Oh my god. She called me my dear. Oh god. I'm tired, but not in the same like bone deep mental and emotional and physical exhaustion because of stress way. Just in like
that's good.
I've gone back to working full time for the first time in a really long time, and so I'm just like it's just so
it's
much.
Exhausting. It's exhausting. Welcome to contributing to society. It's hard.
Yeah.
I'm joking. You've been contributing for years. School is also hard.
School is also hard, but differently.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just been like, it's just a lot. Like there's like, and it's less stressful because it doesn't follow me home, but like it does take up all the hours of my day. Mm-hmm. And that's not to say, like, I'm grateful for my job and I'm glad to have so many hours because I'm getting ready to pay for another degree. And so I'm like, this is great, but also I just don't want to sometimes. And so last night I just had a stay in and read, and I played Yahtzee with my grandma and had dinner with my family and just like vibed. And it was lovely. And I read like 80% of an Omegaverse smut novel because that's the kick I'm on lately. But other than that, I'm losing my voice a little. And because of allergies, because I've got really bad allergies at the moment.
It's great for podcasting.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, totally. It's so special. Like, I would like to thank my mom. Like, oh
Hannah's
my God.
Mom, Mother Nature, all of the feminine entities that led to this.
Yeah, exactly. So, you got me raspy. Apologies.
Well, join the club.
Yeah, we're gonna be even harder to tell apart now. Mm-hmm, jeez. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and then my current read is good, going well though. It's really good. We just had a really good grovel because one of the male main characters fucked up royally.
Ooh,
I love a good grovel.
That's so hot.
It is, and and also like I don't think I've encountered a single straight character in this book.
Oh, that's even hotter.
Like everyone's bi, I'm pretty sure. Like it's not confirmed, but it's heavily implied. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I thought I had moved on from the queer book binge for this, but all right.
Let's keep it going.
Yeah, it's called The Princess and the Pack. I forget the author's name.
Sounds like werewolves.
It's not werewolves. It's Omegaverse, which is sort of adjacent. But if you don't know what the Omegaverse is, I'm not going to explain it to you. I'm so sorry. It's by Fallon English. And the artwork is beautiful. There's artwork throughout the book. So you see there's character art in the little spicy moments. There's character art throughout the books.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's really incredible. Good. I'm enjoying it a lot. It's a good comfort read.
Sold me.
Yeah, you should read it. It's very much a no plot, just vibes type of book, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
I love vibes.
Yeah. So, anyways, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well. I feel like I've been hit in the head with the adult stick, and so life has been very fast lately. I've had a lot of stuff just happen to come together. It's been very big. There have been tears. I've bought a car. I have a very adult job. We're looking like we're going to be moving again soon. And all the while, I'm just keeping up on my reading. And so yesterday, I treated myself to a binge read day. And so I'll try to do this like once every few months or so, where I'll just dedicate a day to finishing or to reading a whole book start to finish, just as a little treat, a little self-care. And so yesterday, the book that I chose for my binge day was Heartbreak Hotel by Cassie Miles, which is a Harlequin romance from 1993 that I found for $2 at Value Village. And so this is about Susan Quinton, who runs a little hotel, and Johnny Swift, who is a DJ on the local radio station. And he is a sexy motherfucker, or so they say, except the entire 251 pages, the most intimate moment was a single boob grab. I thought that the prerequisite for Harlequin romance was at least some smut involved. I was wrong, and I was disappointed.
The problem was you picked one that didn't have a naked man on the cover.
Yeah, so we've learned that lesson. There has to be some nudity on the cover. Preferably, just like put like full bare tits on there. That'd be great. And I'm in. I've learned my lesson. If there are bare tits on a cover, I will buy it now. No. I am half joking.
Only half, guys. Just to be so clear.
I
Happy
have
Pride,
to be
everyone.
honest. Happy Pride. So we're gonna have to fix how much smut I've consumed for Pride, just because that did not serve. But overall, it was 3 stars. It was very fun. It was a murder mystery where the victim was an Elvis impersonator, and he died in like the first 5 pages. So that was exciting. There was also an Elvis impersonator contest going on, and there was a lot of focus put on a pink Cadillac. So overall, it was only vibes. It was okay. It was all right.
Cool.
Glad that I binged it.
Yeah. Yeah. Also glad that you managed to have a binge reading day because everything's been crazy.
Me too. And before it gets even crazier, packing. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then you're going to have to move all your books.
I know. Oh my God. Thank God I have a Kindle. Thank God. This is the first time that I'm moving since I've gotten my Kindle. And I feel like it's going to be a game changer for helping keep my sanity, because I have a lot of anxiety when it comes to moving. I'll be so for real. And I am anticipating it. But we are going to plan accordingly with extra self-care and keeping my Kindle charged and on me at all times. And it will be okay.
It will be okay. Either way, it will be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be here. You can call me.
Yeah.
I'm around.
And you'll see my new place next month.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm staying with our music guy.
Yeah.
But
this is also the announcement that Hannah and I are seeing each other next month.
Oh yeah, we are. I'm super excited.
More on that.
Gosh.
Another time.
I'm so amped.
Oh,
and I'm also seeing our music guy.
Thrilling. Give her a very crisp high five for me and a crisp smack on the ass, because she deserves it.
Okay, well, you can do that yourself, because she you'll probably meet her.
Oh, fuck. I don't know why that didn't occur to me.
I don't know why that didn't occur to you either. I'm staying there.
Yeah, we live in the same city. Never met her in my life.
No, you're probably going to meet her. It'll be a crossover episode.
Whoa. Perfect. Can't wait.
Yeah.
I know she put a goose honk in. She's in my good books.
Yeah, she's the best. Love her so much.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, yeah. Wow. What a time you're having.
Yeah, truly. It's gonna be a long next 8 weeks. I'll be real with you. But for now, though, let's focus on the current 4 weeks that we are in, which is June and Pride Month. And tell me about your recent book binge.
Yes. So, in preparation for Pride Month, I knew, and okay, hold on, let me go back.
Start from the beginning.
Yeah. The beginning, roughly a year or two ago, I decided that I wanted to very intentionally diversify my reading. For a few reasons. It's honestly just diversify your reading. Okay, it's good for you. It's good for your brain. You learn a lot of things. And it breeds a lot of compassion and creativity.
Yeah, it's good for you as a person.
It is. It's good for the soul. Okay, you gotta read shit that doesn't look like you. Okay, just you gotta. It's a requirement.
Tentacles.
Yeah. I was not including tentacles, but all right. I suppose that counts. Good God. The Lord give me strength. Okay. So I think that it's a requirement of being a reader to just at least every once in a while read some shit that doesn't look like you. Okay? You just gotta. Anyways. So I, in preparation for Pride Month, decided that it would be nice to do a recommended reads to binge for Pride Month. And so in preparation for that, I decided that I was going to do a queer book binge. Just to...
We don't speak without having experience here.
Exactly. And just to also since I binged them, I know what's bingeable. And so I wanted to talk about that because I think that there are some bangers and I think that everyone needs to be reading queer books, especially this month.
I hope that the word banger was chosen intentionally.
It was. But, I mean, obviously read queer all year. Not just for Pride Month. But
it rhymes for a reason.
If ever you wanted to start, now's the time. So, I got some recommendations for you from my queer book binge that I just did. And it was very, very good. I've got quite a few. I've sort of split it up into specifically queer stories and other stories that have queer main characters, and then also just queer representation as side characters kind of a thing. Because I feel like there are different types. It depends on the genre,
the focus level of
the focus level. That's a good word. I like that. So, yes, it's the focus level. So I decided I would start with the most representation, and then go down to the least focused on it, but it's still there, and these are very good books. Okay, so to start. This was actually the last book on my binge, and it was so good. So it's called Outdrawn by Deanna Gray. And this one is, it's a sapphic romance. It is bisexual rep and lesbian rep. And it is just so wonderful. It's academic rivals to lovers. Not even academic rivals, just general rivals to lovers kind of a thing.
Are they actual rivals though? Or
yes.
Are they just quote unquote rivals? But
no, they are directly competing against each other.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the description. Noah Blues finally got her foot in the door. After clawing her way to the top of the charts with her webcomic, she's garnered enough attention to earn a full-time position at a company relaunching their cult classic comic, Queen Lisa. Queen Lisa is predicted to be an instant bestseller with movie deals already in the making. Things are falling into place. There's nowhere to go but up, as soon as she gets one person out of her way. Sage Montgomery has always been the best artist in every building she's stepped foot in. Raw Talent's gotten her webcomic to the top of the charts every month for the past 8 years. She's been the best for as long as she can remember. Sure, her career has plateaued, but that can be easily fixed by working on a big mainstream comic. She was promised complete creative control over Lisa. Instead, she got a shared credit with the one artist who's been breathing down her neck since college, the one artist who has a fighting chance of being better than her. Sage and Noah have to work as a team, or at least appear to work as a team. They thought the hardest part of the relaunch would be drawing together, but that's easy in comparison to falling in love.
Oh, also Noah is a girl's name.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I love Sage and Noah. So, okay, so this book,
Ah!
I know. This book was an instantaneous 5 stars with absolutely no doubt about it. I got to maybe 36% on my little Kindle and already knew that this was going to be a 5 stars for me. I was having such a good time.
It's a feeling.
5 stars is a feeling. And I'm going to tell you why. Both of the main love interests had equally had very rich internal worlds with their own internal conflicts and journeys of self-discovery that then are blended together beautifully as they both come to love one another and learn each other's needs together. And it's so beautifully done, and there is no miscommunication, really. Once they start admitting feelings and whatever, there's no miscommunication. There's no making stupid decisions because there's no self-sabotage. There's none of this. It's literally just okay, we have these differences. What are we gonna do about this?
That's wonderful, because I feel like miscommunication as a plot device just pisses me off so royally sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just fucking talk to each other.
Yes.
It's just so easy.
Yeah, yeah. And so there's one scene I can vividly remember it where it looked like they were about to walk away mad, and then Sage went after her and was like, "Hey, I didn't actually mean that, and I don't actually want to walk away like this. I would like to talk about this. Do you actually just want to leave with me right now?" And
I love that. Wow.
And then they do, they talk it out. It's lovely and it's wonderful. But yeah, it's so sweet. Also, the spice. This is a spicy one. Just so everybody knows. So good. So good. So well written. It's nicely timed. There's not too much of it. There's not and it makes sense for the plot in terms of the emotional connection.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just so well done. So yeah, just instant 5 stars. Also the art, and they're both so passionate and talented, and but they're also dealing with their own separate insecurities. And then at the whole time there's also this art contest going on. That's where part of the rivals aspect comes in, is they are directly competing. There's that tension and push and pull. So anyways, it's so good. I loved it so much. That's that.
Cute.
Yeah.
I love it when women,
And yeah, that's another thing. There's no men in this book. They're side characters, but they're not important.
Perfect. Sometimes you need that.
Yeah, with the way that I was feeling, I was so content.
It was well timed.
I was so content for there not to be men, yeah. Then I have, this one's I read this a while ago. This was not part of the binge, but I just had to mention it. Heartstopper by Alice Oseman.
Period.
Yeah. 5 stars.
Obvious reasons.
Obvious reasons. romance. YA.
Is it a graphic novel?
Yes, it is a graphic novel, and I have a description for you. Charlie, a highly strung, openly gay overthinker, and Nick, a cheerful, soft-hearted rugby player, meet at a British all-boys grammar school. Friendship blooms quickly, but could there be something more? Charlie Spring is in year 10 at Troom Grammar School for Boys. The past year hasn't been too great, but at least he's not being bullied anymore. Nick Nelson is in year 11 and on the school rugby team. He's heard a little about Charlie, the kid who was outed last year and bullied for a few months, but he's never had the opportunity to talk to him. They quickly become friends, and soon Charlie is falling hard for Nick, even though he doesn't think he has a chance. But love works in surprising ways, and sometimes good things are waiting just around the corner.
I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
What is the difference between grammar school and any other kind of school?
That's such a great question. I don't know.
Okay, great. As long as we both don't know, that's okay. But
yeah,
I just had to check in with that real quick.
No, it's a British thing. I have no idea.
Okay, got it.
British.
Thank you.
I am British in half of my blood only.
You know what? I don't know if my friend Ryan still listens to the podcast, but he's from England, and so if you do, Ryan, please get back to me on this, because I'm mildly curious, but not enough to look it up myself. if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, anyone who might know, you know. I know we've got some Western European listeners.
Yeah, we have one Scottish person, do we not?
Yeah, we have like one person in Stockholm too. I've been meaning to talk about this. Whoever you are, you need to tell me, do you have a VPN? Or are you genuinely in Stockholm? Because like you pop up like first day, one in Stockholm. I'm like, who like who are you? I want to know.
One
like,
avid listener in Stockholm.
In Stockholm. I'm like, who are you? I love you so much. I need to know if you have a VPN, if you're actually in Stockholm. Like I need someone.
And either way, tell your friends.
Either way, tell your friends. But like, I need to know. I want to know who you are. I want to know your name. I want to know about you. So like, not to put you on the spot or call you out, but like, email
anonymously, me. Like we are though.
Yeah, email me.
Email us.
Anyways, this book. Because no way we were going to talk about queer books during Pride Month and not mention Heartstopper. This is the cutest, mushiest, most wholesome and lovely YA romance known to humankind, and that is a hill I will die on. Okay, like
a lot will die on. I think I don't believe you're alone in that hill.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to try and tell me differently, we can fight. Okay, let's go. 4 a.m. Denny's parking lot, pool noodles. Be there. This book, there is healing, there is tenderness, there is the spark of new love, there is friendship and acceptance and so much joy right alongside the difficulties, and I think it's all just integrated really beautifully to portray the feelings of being a teenager and figuring out who you are and all the weirdness. It is hard. It's really hard. So I just had to mention it because it was like so good. This was like one of the ones I read last year, I think. Anyways, just brilliant. I read the entire series also. I read this one in a day. I bought the physical copy because I had a gift card and read the entire thing in one sitting. And then I had to get the rest from the library because I feel like
I remember that time when you were binging it.
Yeah, it's so good. And then I had to wait for volume 5. Ugh. Anyways, but volume 5 is out now.
I think London has read all of them too.
Yeah, I think she has. She and I might have talked about it at one point. I don't know. But anyways, Heartstopper. Haven't seen the show.
Heard good things though.
I've heard good things as well. So we'll see. But anyways, maybe I'll watch it. Pride Month. And so there's that one. Then we have another sapphic romance. It's called Can't Spell Treason Without Tea by Rebecca Thorne. This book was also instant 5 stars. There's also a lot of non-binary rep in the side characters because in this book, we live in a society where it's sort of normalized for people with they, them pronouns to like they have this little like pin that has a little symbol on it. And if they do so choose, it's not, they don't have to wear it, but like if they do so choose, they can wear this little pin that like signifies to other people that they're they, them. And I like that this little world has that option. And so it's just sort of like a good little time. It's cozy fantasy. And I have a description for you. All Raina and Chianthe. Is it Chianthe or Chianth? I had this debate with our music guy because she read this with me. You know what? I'm just going to commit to Chianth. Okay. All Raina and Chianth want is to open a bookshop that serves tea. Worn wooden floors, plants on every table, firelight drifting between the rafters, all complemented by love and good company. Thing is, Raina works as one of the Queen's private guards, and Chianth is the most powerful mage in existence. Leaving their lives isn't so easy. But after an assassin takes Raina hostage, she decides she's thoroughly done risking her life for a self-centered queen. Meanwhile, Chianth has been waiting for a chance to flee responsibility. All the better that her girlfriend is on board. Together, they settle in Tawny, a town nestled in the icy tundra near Dragon Country, and open the shop of their dreams. What follows is a cozy tale of mishaps, mysteries, and a murderous queen throwing the realm's biggest temper tantrum. In a story brimming with hurt and comfort and quiet fireside conversations, these two women will discover just what they mean to each other and the world.
Cute.
So this book was another instant 5 stars when I read it. The emotional depth of such a cozy and lovely book honestly shocked and delighted me to no end. I was not expecting that. I was expecting like this to feel like a minimal effort one shot in D&D, and it was not that. There was a lot more to it than that, and like the emotional depth was it was a pleasant surprise. Also, I'm a sucker for a small town found family. I'm also a sucker for the runaway and open a bookstore / coffee shop dream, as you know.
Hell yeah.
I'm also a sucker for a good mystery. And Raina and Kianth are simultaneously perfect for each other and total opposites.
Beautiful.
But the ways they communicate, the communication, and get past their differences is absolutely beautiful. And the Griffins are so cute.
Oh, communication is hot.
Communication is so hot. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Panty dropper.
No, for real. Like, someone looks me in the face and is like giving me some kind of honest communication. Sir, I was not going to go out with you before. But now, since you're being so honest and nice to me, I'm thinking about it.
Maybe.
Maybe. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, so it was just so wonderful. And then it's a series. I'm currently reading the second book. It's called A Pirate's Life for Tea. It's so good. It's so beautiful. The dedication in that book is, I think it's like for all the people who gave me bad reviews because on the first book, because it had lesbians, I doubled the lesbians in this one just for you. And it's like,
snaps, bars, go up.
Bars from Rebecca Thorne. She's a genius. And the story also like gets more, like the lore starts to come out more in the second book as well.
We love lore.
And you learn more about the world and like the geography of it and how it's governed and things like that. So it's just like, it's so good. It's so good. Also, when I made a reel about this book forever ago when I read it, my dad actually saw it, like saw the reel and picked up the book and read it and then texted me one day and was like, hey, I read that book because of your reel, like your video, and it like convinced me to read it. I loved this book, and my dad actually went and got the rest of the series and is ahead of me in the series.
Oh
now.
my god, that's so cute. I love your dad.
Loved them. I love my dad too.
Your dad is adorable.
Yeah.
Can't spell treason without T. Dad approved.
Dad approved. Also me approved, but not that anyone cares about that. So that was like a really like wholesome, comforting like read, but then also like the mystery involved sort of added some intrigue. Then also in the cozy realm of fantasy, I read The Dragons of Rancho Mirage by David Gray. Now, this was a 4 stars for me. It is indie romance.
It sounds smutty as hell.
It's not.
What?
Yep.
Because it sounds like Ram Ranch, and if you know what that is, good luck.
I don't know what that is.
You shouldn't know what that is. Okay. I'll be real with you. I'll be very real with you. But that's what this sounds like. And so
no, I thought it was going to be smutty, but then it wasn't. And let me explain. So
that's a
I know. I was a little bit like miffed, and then the story just got good. So I was like, okay, it's fine.
Okay.
I forgive it.
I'm here. I'm here.
It is an MMM romance.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. One of the main characters is trans. And then there's also like, obviously it's like queer poly rep. Mm-hmm. I think one of them is gay, one of them is bisexual. They don't really say. It's not like, I mean, you don't really need to know, but it is MMM romance. Now, I'm going to give you the description that I'm going to explain. Okay. The description is: Sergey, a powerlifting trans man, has trained with Ken for years, working together to build his impressive physique.
Oh my god, Ken.
I know. Just wait. Just hold on. When Sergey brings his shy boyfriend Zeke to the gym for personal training, Ken could never have imagined the world of magic he would discover. Sergey and Zeke transport him to a secret enclave that protects a race of dwarf dragons hunted almost to extinction by dark magicians. Don't give me that face. Hold on, let me finish. Leviathan, the oldest of their new brood of young dragons, is unusually large and unable to fly, so Ken must now face many difficult questions. Are free weights or machines best for building strong wing muscles? How do you manage a secret program of flight training in the California desert? And what about Sergey and Zeke? Are they really open to a triad? Join Ken as he discovers how to get a dragon in the air and a polyamorous relationship off the ground.
Snaps for those finishing puns. Wow. Was he Knuff?
He was Knuff.
That's great. That's great. For a second, I thought that the dragon was the third in this situation. And I went, are we like dipping our toes into bestiality? But no, I just got lost for a moment. That's good. That sounds like an experience. And I am still shocked that there's not smut.
There's not. See, here's the thing. So this book was the most fun I have had reading a book all year.
That's
to be
wild.
Completely honest with you. Just because
God.
It was so much fun. This is one of those times where being a good book and being an entertaining book are kind of different things.
Wholeheartedly agree with that.
However,
entertainment level?
Through the fucking roof. This was wildly entertaining to the point where I still think about it. Okay, it's been a month since I read it.
That's insane.
I still think about this book because it was just so good. Like I don't know how else to describe it to you. And like there is smut, but it's not on page. Like it's like a little bit and then it's fade to black. Yeah. Yeah. But the rest of the book kind of made up for it. I was here for it. And like the characters are so wholesome. The dragons are the cutest little things. The lore is also like weirdly intricate and very fantastically woven. The relationships were just really comforting. And all of that is so much so that the unrealistic side of things is forgivable. I got into it and I hope you can too.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So that was great. That was fantastic. I loved it. Also love an indie book. I got it on like a Stuff Your Kindle day, but I think it's like $5 on Amazon. It's not very expensive. Definitely worth the read. It's also not very long. I think it's like 250 pages or something like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it was just like a good little time. I had such a good time. Loved it.
Cute.
The dragons. The dragons. They're so cute. And just like
Hannah
the emotional connection. Oh my gosh. Between like, not only between the characters, but also between them and the dragon. The dragons can talk, by the way. Between them and the dragons is like, oh my gosh, they're so cute. And it's just like so lovely and entertaining. And it was great. So I had a great time.
Cute.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm going to move into books where it's a little bit less of a focus, but our main characters are still members of the LGBTQ community. So the first book, now I'm going to need you to bear with me. Okay. This one, not for the faint of heart. Not for the faint of heart. It's quite dark.
I'm listening.
We're in a little bit of a dark romance realm.
Okay.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Romance ? Because it is a trilogy and you do have to get through the whole thing to get the like whole story. So the first book, I wouldn't classify it as a romance, but the series as a whole is romance.
Got it.
Very dark. Like, I'm not kidding. Very dark. Check your content warnings. Okay? Do not go into this book blind.
Oh my God, tell me what it is. I'm on the edge of my seat over here. You are teasing me.
The title is Captive Prince, and it is by C.S. Paquette, I think is the name. I gave it 4 stars, which was a shock to me. This book for a time was close to a DNF, but I just couldn't put it down. So I was like, okay, I'll keep going. And then by the end of it, I was like, holy shit. Like, oh my God. Like the lore, the political, anyways, I'll get into it. Hold on. I'm going to give you a description first. So this is romance ? For the first book. And there's varying queer representation amongst all the other characters as well. It's pretty normalized in this society. I don't think I actually encountered a straight person in this book either. But the description is, Damon is a warrior hero to his people and the rightful heir to the throne of Akielos. I think is how they pronounce it, Akielos. Yeah, okay. So Damon is a warrior hero to his people and the rightful heir to the throne of Akielos. But when his half-brother seizes power, Damon is captured, stripped of his identity, and sent to serve the prince of an enemy nation as a pleasure slave. Beautiful, manipulative, and deadly, his new master, Prince Laurent, epitomizes the worst of the court at Vir. But in the lethal political web of the Varetian court, Nothing is as it seems, and when Daemon finds himself caught up in a play for the throne, he must work together with Laurent to survive and save his country. For Daemon, there is just one rule: never ever reveal his true identity, because the one man Daemon needs is the one man who has more reason to hate him than anyone else.
Okay, so you had my attention at Pleasure Slave.
That's what I'm saying. It's quite dark. There's a lot of non-con, dub-con. You do need to read your trigger warnings. However, I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I was surprised. Like, I was like, maybe this isn't for me, like, about halfway through. And then I just kept going. And, like, when the lore started to come out and the political intrigue, and when I'm like, that's like capital P, capital I political intrigue, okay?
Oh, yeah.
It is.
We know how Hannah loves her PI political intrigue.
I do. But, like, genuinely, like, and it's so brilliantly thought out in such a despicable way. Like, these characters are so entwined in this political plot, and they are quite literally stuck. Like, sometimes when I read the conflict in a book, I'm like, this is easily solvable. Like, I don't know why this is such a big conflict. No, this is, like, not easily. This is so interwoven. Whoa. And, like, to the point where they literally are in such a dire, and, like, they're stuck. They're in this position, and like, there's literally nothing to be done about it. And all the mind games and all the, like, you think that the prince is kind of, like, against all this, but then suddenly he's, like, doing things to, like, help Daemon, and it's like, ooh, like, what is going on there? And so it's just like, oh my god, it's just so, like, this book, the best way I can describe it, this book is kind of a mind fuck, but in the best way possible.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. You should read it. I think that you enjoy it thoroughly.
I'm like, I love it when my mind gets fucked. Like, yeah. Rail it for all I care. Like,
yeah, and it's a trilogy, so you have to read the whole trilogy to get the whole story.
Okay.
And it's like an award-winning trilogy.
Have you read all three?
No, I have not read all three. I've read the first one, and then I read like half the second one. Because this was like also near the end of my book binge, so I'm still working on it. But I read the first one in its entirety, and it was really good. And then the second one started off like really strong. So I'm super excited about it, and I will be continuing to read them.
Nice. Keep me updated, because I could see that making its way onto my list.
Yeah. Can you actually do me a favor and look up the cover?
Yeah. Captive Prince?
Yep. Captive Prince by C.S. Pacat, I think is how you pronounce it. It's P-A-C-A-T.
Pacat.
Pacat. I don't know. I didn't know how to pronounce it. So.
I don't know. That's just my guess, but we all know how I am. Oh, he has a collar and a chain attached on the cover.
Yes.
Ah! Oh, that's hot.
It is. And I had to turn off the Kindle cover on my Kindle while I was reading this. I was fully reading it at work. The last thing I needed was a client to walk up and see this like book just sitting there.
Oh my god. I had that experience with Laid by the Lint Trap Monster at work, except I just slowly turned my Kindle over and went, I will look at that at lunchtime. But I knew what that cover was, and that just gave me a little giggle all day long.
Yeah, so that's Captive Prince. It's very interesting. Nice. It's very unique. The political side of things, like, I don't think there's magic as far as I know, but it's like, yeah, you're sort of thrown into this like alternate society where like pleasure slaves are a norm, and also like queerness in general is a norm. I think there's non-binary rep too, but don't quote me on that. There's a lot of representation. I don't know if this is the representation that we want, but there is representation.
Practice safe sex.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to throw it out there because I couldn't not mention it.
I love that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's the one where like the main characters are queer,
but it's not the main focus.
But it's not the focus. It's not specifically like a queer story. It's just, it happens to be about people who are queer. So
nice.
Yeah. Then complete opposite side of the spectrum.
As we do around here.
Complete opposite. I know, I'm pivoting on myself this time. I've talked about this series before, Secrets in Scrabble series by Josh Lanyon. Cozy mystery.
Mm-hmm.
We know him. We love him. 4 stars overall. The series, I give it 4 stars overall. I think it's indie. It's romance, gay representation, bisexual representation. And it's just so wholesome and lovely. And it's definitely not the point, but the main characters are in this relationship. So, the description of the first book. The first book is Murder at Pirates Cove. I'm pretty sure. It's by Josh Lanyon. The description is, Ellery Page, aspiring screenwriter, Scrabble champion, and guy with worst luck in the world when it comes to dating, is ready to make a change. So when he learns he's inherited both a failing bookstore and a falling down mansion in the quaint seaside village of Pirates Cove on Buck Island, Rhode Island, it's full steam ahead. Sure enough, the village is charming, its residents amusingly eccentric, and widowed police chief Jack Carson is decidedly gummy, though probably as straight as he is stern. Spoiler alert, he's definitely not. However, the bookstore is failing, the mansion is falling down, and there's that little drawback of finding rival bookseller and head of the unwelcoming committee, Trevor Maples, dead during the annual Buccaneer Days celebration. Still, it could be worse, and once Police Chief Carson learns Trevor was killed with the cutlass hanging over the door of Ellery's bookstore, it is.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum. The mysteries are so good. They're like super easy to follow, super easy to get through. It's like very like a whodunit kind of a thing. And there's some little old people who are like who are from the town who are befriend Ellery, and they call themselves the Silver Sleuths, and they start like solving these mysteries. And like there's this little
Cute
book club happening. It's like it's very wholesome and sweet. I think there's 8 books in the series out. I've read all of them.
Cute.
I've read all of them. They are so good. It's such a good time. The relationship between Jack and Ellery is so sweet, and it's rocky, but they get there. And so I just am so thrilled. It's just, yeah, it was just lovely, a good time. If you want like a low stakes, but also murder, definitely. I've talked about this series before. I can't sing its praises enough. Josh Lanyon's a genius. He's written a bunch of other series as well. I just haven't got around to reading them, but this series, it 100% has my stamp of approval. It's very good.
Hell yeah.
I feel like I'm just talking so much. I'm so sorry, but I guess like
No.
this is this is what you asked me to do. So
This is the best time I'm having.
I'm so glad.
It's so good. It's so good. And you have a explicit taste. Not explicit. Exquisite taste in book. You have an exquisite taste in explicit books. And so here we are.
Yeah, I really started off this episode strong talking about my current Omegaverse smut read.
Yeah.
Which I think you should also read, because I want to know your
I
opinion.
think I should too.
I've fallen down the Omegaverse smut rabbit hole, and I don't know that I want to go back.
I don't even know what it is, but I'm already intrigued.
Oh, girl. I'll explain after.
Okay.
Okay, so my next book, this one is a contemporary romance. This one is like, it is less of a focus, but we still have a queer main character. So, it is called Morbidly Yours by Ivy Fairbanks. This was a 4.25 stars, and this is a demisexual rep book.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, the description, and then I will get into it because I love this book so much. You have no idea, okay? The description is, falling for the wrong person, bury your feelings. Callum Flannelly would rather dive into an open grave than take a stranger to dinner in a movie, but he can only inherit the family undertaking business. What did you say?
I said, oh, period. He knows what he wants.
But he can only inherit the family undertaking business and carry on their legacy under one condition. He must marry before his 35th birthday. So it's out of the mortuary and into the dating scene. Lark Thompson would rather get crushed by a falling anvil than live next to a funeral home during her stay in Galway, Ireland. The vivacious American cartoon creator and animator came here to embrace life and not be reminded of losing her husband. When Lark learns of Callum's dilemma and aversion to marrying out of necessity rather than love, she agrees to help the introverted mortician. Although sworn off love herself, she is optimistic that Callum can find the one, capitals, like capital T, capital L, the one.
The one.
And secure his inheritance. But as the dating project progresses and their friendship grows, so does a mutual attraction. The more time she spends with serious, sarcastic Callum, the more she dreads finding him a match. And the more disastrous dates he endures, the more trepidation he feels for Lark's imminent return to the States. If they think it's possible to ignore their connection, they're dead wrong.
Cute. I'm intrigued by that one. What's it called again?
Morbidly Yours by Ivy
Cute.
Fairbanks. I read it when it was still indie, but it's no longer indie. It got picked up and it's lovely. And it's a series. There's a sequel.
Cute. I was gonna say, I recognized the name probably from Bookstagram. So
Probably. Yeah. So this book, I read it in under 24 hours. I'm pretty sure. I vividly remember finishing this book at 3:30 a.m. one night. Because I had a rough day and I had already been like a third of the way into the book, and then I just like went through the rest
down
of it.
with it.
And
yeah.
I do like the way that the demisexual representation is handled in this, for sure. There is spice. We do get there. But it's just the way it sort of happens is very, I don't know, it's just lovely. It's lovely to see. It's sort of unconventional, and so I liked the way that like, you know, Lark kind of meets him where he's at, but then he's also just anxious and scared. He's like an anxious and scared little bean, and it's got that trope. This is a little bit of a spoiler, so if you don't want to hear this, like skip this next part. But it has that trope where he speaks a different language because he speaks Irish Gaeilge, I believe is what
Gaelic?
The language is called in Irish.
I was gonna say, isn't that just English with a thick accent?
Oh my god, no. He speaks Irish, Gaelic, Gaeilge, whatever word you want to use. And it has that thing where since he speaks this other language, he actually is secretly telling her he loves her like long before she realizes.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I finished a book yesterday and there was a similar moment and I really need you to read it. He said it in Swedish.
Okay. Okay. Well, this one's
and she
Irish.
knew he was I need to stop. Continue.
Okay, I'll continue. This is Irish. There are some creative uses of the Irish language in this book.
Ooh.
Oh, it's so good. If a man started dirty talking me in Irish, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Already, I think personally Irish is the hottest accent. You can't convince me otherwise. And so when I do my reread, I want to listen to this on audio, okay? Because like there are some creative uses, but also he has like a pet name for her that like she doesn't realize is actually like really sweet, and he's like been telling her that he tells her his feelings for her in Irish when she thinks he's like dirty talking her in Irish, but he's actually just like professing his love for her and she has no idea. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Anyways, spoiler over, but if that's something that entices you, definitely read
Oh my god.
Morbidly Yours. It's so good. The scene in the graveyard, it's giving Mary Shelley. So that's Morbidly Yours. So that's the end of the ones that's like, it's still the main characters, but it's not the main focus. Because that's just a contemporary romance. It's very good. And also she's an animator, and so like her like artwork and like her work is sort of intertwined in the story as well. And so it's just like, I don't know, it's lovely.
I am putting it in my Libby app because then I can listen to it and not look at the goddamn cartoon cover.
So that was the books that kind of like it still has queer main characters, but it's not the focus. Then we have books that have queer representation and like side characters. And or even the main characters, but it's like really not a focus. Like it's like
they just so happen to be.
Yes, exactly. Because you know we love to see it.
Casual queerness.
Yeah, and so these ones I'm gonna start off with Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. This one it was a 5 stars for me. It is sapphic. And the description is, worn out after decades of packing steel and raising hell, Viv the orc barbarian cashes out of the warrior's life with one final score. A forgotten legend, a fabled artifact, and an unreasonable amount of hope lead her to the streets of Thune, where she plans to open the first coffee shop the city has ever seen. However, her dreams of a fresh start pulling shots instead of swinging swords are hardly a sure bet. Old frenemies and Thune's shady underbelly may just upset her plans. To finally build something that will last, Viv will need some new partners and a different kind of resolve. A hot cup of fantasy slice of life with a dollop of romantic froth.
Oh.
And that romantic froth is sapphic.
Hell yeah.
So that's that one. It's very good. This book was like a warm hug. I've said it before about this book. I will never stop saying it about this book. I have a special edition of this book. Okay. I love this book so much. And I tabbed it when I originally read it, and I just like love to like go back and flip through and see like what I was thinking, because it was so good, and I read it at a time that I needed some comfort. So if you want some comfort with like a little splash of apparently romantic froth, I hate that phrase. I hate that phrase so much. But you know, there's Legends and Lattes. Then, and these also, to preface, these books were not part of the queer book binge. These were just like books I happened to have read recently that happened to have some
coincidentally
side
queer.
Yeah, some representation. So the next one is Trial of the Sun Queen by Nisha J. Tooley. This book was a 4-star. It's got bisexual rep. And the description is, Laura has endured 12 long years of torment locked up in the Aurora King's prison. Her only goal is to get out and pay him back for every moment of misery. When a surprise release finds her in the hands of the Sun King, Laura is thrust into the spotlight as she competes for his hand in marriage against 9 other tributes. If she wins, she can earn her freedom and finally get her revenge. But Laura doesn't belong in the Sun Queen trials. Not only does she not understand why she's been freed from prison, she isn't a citizen of the Sun King's court. The other tributes resent her presence and will stop at nothing to ensure Laura is wiped off the game board permanently. Now Laura must do everything she can to win, but because if she loses, she dies. Or worse, she'll be sent back into the hands of the Aurora King. Yeah. So there is a very specific... There is representation sort of throughout, like sprinkled in amongst the other characters, but there's one very specific character that I love him so much with my whole heart. His name is Gabriel. And I needed him to be recognized because I love him so much with my whole heart. Yes, I do. And you do not get that in the first book. Let me tell you, he's a real dick. But as the series goes on and we get to know him, we love him. And so I needed to mention him because we love a bisexual king. He's not a king. He's a guardian, but you know what I mean. But I love him. I love him so much, and I just needed to mention him because it's Pride Month, and he should be mentioned. So,
good. Snaps.
Yeah. So that's Trial of the Sun Queen, and this book, the series, I was not sold on the first book, but since I was listening on audio, I was like, sure, why not? I'll just keep going. They're quick to get through. I'm listening on 210. Yeah, exactly. And then it just got so much better, and there's so much
nice.
lore. And I'm like, ooh. I mean, the main character's name is Lore.
Oh well.
Yeah.
It comes
just,
with it then.
Yeah, exactly. Then. So funny, we've been talking about Omegaverse smut. I'm so embarrassed to say I've read this book twice in the last month, the last 2 months. I did a reread recently because it was just such a comfort and I loved it. And this is like similar to like, you know, it's heavily implied that a lot of the characters are bisexual. But one of them is for sure, but this is like, that is so definitely not the point. Like, this is just a polyamory situation with like, I think a couple of them who are in the relationship are bisexual, but again, that's not the point. So, there's also like no, like on page, like the relationship between the main character and the members of her pack who are bisexual, it's still straight presenting. I don't know if that matters to anybody, but anyways. So this is called Mile High Heat by Sarah Blue. It's a 4 stars. When I read it the second time, I bumped it to a 4.25 stars. This one is Omegaverse. Again, if you don't know what that is, I'm not going to explain it to you. Please look it up. The description is, brokenhearted and packless, I brave traveling across the country as a single Omega desperate for a fresh start. Too bad my traitorous body goes into heat mid-flight. I'm almost positive they'll make an emergency medical landing and I'll be sedated. But I find an unlikely knight in shining alpha armor, the plane's captain.
Oh my god.
He offers me a lifeline, one that will save me from the pain of heat sedation. He'll not only make sure I get back home safely, but he and his pack will take care of me during my heat at a neutral location. Heat haven. Yeah.
My god.
No, for real. No, for real. Just wait.
Oh my god.
The 3 alphas keep their promise even when everything doesn't go perfectly. Post-heat clarity is 2020, and I can't help but to wonder if these men could be more than thoughtful strangers. Maybe they could be the pack I always wished for.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so you tell me how you feeling.
A little hot and bothered.
Yes, precisely.
I'm in. Don't tell me anything else. That's all I need.
I read it twice in the last month and a half.
Where do I find this?
It's on Kindle Unlimited.
Great. Wow.
Yeah. Yup.
It's not often
Yup.
that Hannah will get me off only the description of a book. That's a wow.
Yeah, and I wanted to mention it because there is a little bit of the other representation, even though the majority of the relationships are straight presenting, because even if it's straight presenting, it's still a queer relationship. And so I wanted to throw that in there, also just because I thought it was so funny that I've read it twice in the last month and a half, and I needed someone to hear it. I need someone to talk about it with me.
Mile High Heat by Sarah Blue.
Uh-huh.
It says, heat cute.
Yeah, that's the series.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
This is nuts. It says book 1 of 1.
Yeah, because they're working on it.
Oh my god. This just came out in March of this year.
I know, and I read it
brand
immediately and then read it
new.
again. I know.
Oh my god, the cover is so pink.
It's so cute. I love it.
Okay, it's in my library. That's a lot, and I'm in. That's crazy, girl.
I know.
Oh, I knew there was going to be at least one addition to my library from this episode, and somehow I'm not shocked that was it.
I'm not shocked either. And like I said, this the representation is what it is, but this book was just a fun time, and so I wanted to mention it.
Oh my god. Like, are they like fucking they're people.
They're people.
And she's going into heat like a dog.
Right. So here's the thing about the Omegaverse. It's an alternate reality. It started in fan fiction, I believe.
So can I give you my impression and you can tell me just if I'm right or not?
Yeah, sure. You tell me.
Okay. So what I'm imagining is like this alternate society where, maybe humans have a little more of that like animalistic trait that, animals such as canines do, where when they're in heat, there is one main focus.
Mm-hmm.
And it is are pheromones in play here?
Scents are in play.
Yeah. Okay. I am in. I am in.
There's a lot of scent marking. Oh my god.
As soon as, I don't know why that gets me. I love it. Like when, oh my god, Bride by Allie Hazelwood. I fucking love your scent. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That killed me
so
in Bride. Okay.
There's so much of that.
I think it's exactly what I'm imagining, and that hypes me. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's essentially
wonderful.
It's essentially, you're correct. It's like an alternate version of humanity where there is nodding. There is like basically everyone has a designation.
So it's basically if humans had like a dog hierarchy.
Pretty much, but it's not even really a hierarchy. Like I'm saying that like so simplistically, and also like all the different novels sort of use it differently.
It's so funny.
It is. It's so funny. And I listen, it's good. I had a good time. It was fun. And so I just wanted to throw that out there. Also, and then my current read as well, The Princess and the Pack, is also a megaverse, and it's similar. This book is going to get you also, I know for a fact, because I know you love North Draven specifically for the way that he cares for her. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. If you can get past the ridiculousness and suspend your belief and get on board, it's a lot of fun.
Wow. I'm getting all fluttery here.
I know. Yeah. I wanted to mention that one. Another one that I wanted to half mention, it's not on my list, but I'm talking about bisexual representation and poly rep and all of that. Which
and
poly
you've already mentioned North.
Yeah. Well, but poly representation, it's not necessarily queer, but and I know that, but it's just so happens to be a part of some of these books.
House, yeah.
Yeah. The book I wanted to also mention for bisexual representation is Hers to Rule, and I forget the author because I was not prepared to actually talk about this book because listen. Was I texting? Was it you that I was texting about that? Hers to Rule?
It definitely
by
rings
Coral
some bells,
Alejandro
and so
Moore.
I want to say strong, maybe.
I didn't give it a super high rating. However, I did want to just throw it out there because, there is the bisexual rep. We have a triad situation similar to the Dragons of Rancho Mirage. This was part of my book binge, my queer book binge. There is, but I'm going to tell you, okay, normally there is a hill I will die on, and the hill is that romance books are not the same thing as porn, okay? I will die on that hill. Nobody is harmed, exploited, taken advantage of, abused, used, anything like that in the making of romance novels. So already it's completely set apart. Also, to discredit romance as a genre because it has sexual content is to completely dismiss the emotional depth, the diverse representation, the healing, the exploration of sexuality, all of these really important, beautiful things that romance novels do.
And also just the skill of the author.
Exactly.
They deserve the recognition. They wrote a whole damn book. They've probably written many because romance they're notorious for being series.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of work, and they deserve the recognition.
Yeah, and it's not the top selling genre in the world for no reason. That being said, I cannot make that argument about this book. This book is 200. This book is 250 pages long.
Oh, I know.
And I'm not even kidding. There is a plot point on page 1. There is a plot point on page 157. And there is a plot point on page 239. And that is it.
I immediately remember you talking to me about this book.
Yeah. The rest is just smut. It's literally, I'm not even kidding. This is not an exaggeration. It is just smut. So I think I gave it 3.25 stars, but I wanted to throw it out there because there is the representation. I don't know if it's the representation you want, but it is there.
But it's there for those that want it.
But it is there for those that want it. So I wanted to throw that out there since I was already jumping in the deep end, exposing myself on what I've been reading by talking about my high heat. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I'm going to throw that out there as well. And then finally, last but certainly not least, I have to mention it. This is another one. This has bisexual representation in the side characters. We have to mention The Bonds That Tie by J. Bree.
Our queen.
Love her. We've talked about it. We've given you the description. You know what it's about. The Bonds That Tie. The first book is Broken Bonds. I have to mention it. Had to throw it out there. In the end there. So I got a little unhinged with the last few.
I love it when Hannah gets unhinged. It doesn't always happen, but oh my God, when it does, ladies and gentlemen, what a fun time.
No. Correction, it does always happen. It's just not everyone's always seeing it.
Some of those are edited out.
Yeah. I have some crazy outtakes from this show.
Yeah, she just lets me get embarrassed publicly.
Yeah, but you told me I could.
Yeah, you have my blessing.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
so that was fantastic.
Yeah. So there's my recommendations from queer stories all the way down to just we have some bisexual side characters and I want them to be seen.
Hell yeah. Love that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, that was a heck of a reading list. A wonderful way to jump into June. Thank you so much. Thanks for taking one for the team, for committing like your entire May to reading queer books.
And June, I'm still doing it.
And June.
Because we have the readathon.
Yeah. Which is another good reminder. We have our June Pride Month readathon. Week 1 has now just about finished up. Week 1 was Sword Crossed by Freya Marsk. Our next week is Murder in the Dressing Room by Holly Stars. After that will be Afterlove by Tanya Byrne. And lastly will be Providence Girls by Morgan Dante. I almost memorized our entire reading.
Almost.
Readathon.
I saw that.
Almost.
I was impressed.
Yeah, I was so close. But anywho, it's very fun so far. If you'd like to read along, we would absolutely love it. And if you are reading along, we would love to invite you to send us some voice messages on our Instagram with your reactions, your feelings, your ratings, your thoughts, just all of it, really. Just read it out loud to us, the whole dang book.
Yeah.
So, if you do send us voice memos, they may or may not be included in our readathon wrap-up episode.
Yeah, depending on if you would like to be in the episode. If not, we also just want to hear you.
Exactly. So, just putting it out there. Just an idea. If you did want to do that and, participate, you can find us on Instagram or Threads at badlyannotatedpod. And you can email us at badlyannotatedpod@gmail.com. And of course, all of our links are available through the link in our Instagram bio. And with that, best wishes, kindest and queerest of regards.
Sincerely, Jess and Hannah.